The initial idea was really to connect businesses from different parts of the continent. Oftentimes when I've been traveling in different countries and I talk to business people, one of the desire was always to really get exposed to business opportunities across different countries, and that led into the idea of creating this platform, which really is to connect businesses across the continent to trade with one another. That was the first. The second piece was China is a very, very good business that does business with the continent. Very, very good opportunity for us to then leverage our relationship with ICBC as well, just to make sure that we can make trade a little bit easier between the two countries by addressing some of the payment capabilities that are required to effect trade. So really those were the two main reasons why we came up with this idea of creating this platform. We've done one in Nairobi, we did another one in Accra, and the Lagos one is the third one. And these are growing every year. So I hope that people get these very, very useful.
Addressing one of the points you made earlier about, unlocking other currencies,
Yes.
We're seeing that Nigeria is going into a currency swap deal, going to make the renminbi one of the currencies we're going to be using to trade. When you sit and hear that those developments come in, how do you take that information and use it to achieve some of the aims you're trying to achieve?
Right. When you look at the trade flow between China and the continent of Africa, that's growing substantially. And very clearly, when you've got trade flows like that, you must rethink whether or not a renminbi as another currency would assist. In my mind, that is true. If we can have these currency swap deals, and if we can actually get renminbi become one of the currencies that we use as a continent, it will actually help in many instances where we have got dollar liquidity challenges. So I do think it's a step in the right direction.
A step in the right direction. So I'd like you to talk to how you see trade, the role of trade in unlocking economic growth in Africa.
If you just think about part of what developments that we've seen of late, we've seen African countries get together, and the idea is for us to increase trade amongst ourselves, because we don't trade enough with ourselves, actually. So part of this, the agenda of this conference is to begin to explore how we can make that possible. Because for our economic growth to really be stronger, we need to look at ourselves as well and trade with ourselves. I mean, 12% trade amongst ourselves as Africans is just too small. So my sense of it is, if we put people together, business people together, if they know what ways they can sell to one another and what services they can deliver to one another, that actually helps for us to begin to really re-platform growth for the continent. And insofar as China is concerned, reality is that we do a lot of trading with China, and it's growing. When I think about what are the things that we still need to do as a continent, infrastructure, roads, rail, we just need to make sure that we sort that out, because without the infrastructure, specifically social infrastructure, roads and bridges and rail, unless we get that done, we can't even move our goods, as we trade with one another. So infrastructure as an investment, class is something that we need to get right as a continent. And we work with ICBC to make sure that we can find funding for the infrastructure that Africa needs, so that it really can platform its economic growth for the future well.
Finally, we've had very interesting conversations so far. I'd like to get a sense of what you think the next 2 days would look like for this conference.
Well, it's been exciting this morning, and people have covered quite a bit from economies to views around trade in the continent. And to answer the question, why Africa now? Why is it so important for us to get it right now? And tomorrow and on Wednesday, we're going to be engaging in master classes where different experts are going to be talking to us about policies. They're going to be talking about how to make business in West Africa, and more specifically in Nigeria. And we have got some government people coming to talk to us, and some business people, as you saw earlier this morning. They are business people who are not talking from a government standpoint, but as entrepreneurs. They're saying, this is how you make business work in the continent. And I was very, very encouraged with one of the business people saying, it's actually not that impossible to do this. It's doable. So I'm looking forward to those master classes where all of us learn more about different opportunities that exist in different countries. And of course, we'll be visiting some of the businesses who are operating in Lagos. It's going to be a jam-packed 2 days, and I'm looking forward to it.
I guess there'll be opportunities for deal making as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if I can go with what I saw in Accra, some business people were actually so excited that we were able to close deals among themselves. And from a Standard Bank Group, that's a joy. That's why we're doing these things, to make sure that we give opportunities for people to engage and potentially make deals and become business partners.